everyone, it's John from What Up, and welcome back to another video. Now, the Wheel of Time is almost released. We're getting very close to the November 15th date of the premiere, and more and more leaks are coming out. There's more stuff every day. People are talking about this online, so essentially, I do have kind of a PSA to everybody. If you don't want to know anything about the show, and let's face it, you're probably not watching this video because this video is labeled Leaks and Spoilers, maybe just don't be on the internet until the 15th. I mean, it's all over Reddit, it's all over YouTube, it's all over Twitter, it's all over the Discords, it's all over Facebook. It is everywhere, and a lot of these leaks are real, so you're going to get spoiled. Now, if you're new to the channel or you don't know what to do here, I cover Wheel of Time news, anything and everything to do with the Sony and Amazon production. I do that here. News, leaks, castings, pictures, videos, you name it, I cover it. And if you like that sort of thing, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell because I'm putting out a ton of content prior to the November 19th release of the Wheel of Time. And then after that, there's going to be even more. I'm going to put out a ton of videos per episode. So if you like Wheel of Time stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel because you're going to see a lot of it here. All right, all that being said, spoiler warning. In this video, we're going to talk about certain leaks that have come out recently about the first couple episodes of Amazon Prime's Wheel of Time show. So if you haven't seen the episodes yet, if this is airing prior to release and you happen to watch it prior to then, or if you haven't read at least the first two books of the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, that's The Eye of the World and The Great Hunt, be forewarned, I'm going to ruin major plot points and character arcs from both those books and the first couple episodes as well. All right, all of that being said, let's get on to the video. All right, leaks. We're going to talk about leaks now. So this is your last chance if you want nothing spoiled. Back out now. These videos aren't for everybody. Now, I will preface this by saying I'm not going to get into minute detail. So I'm not going to go through and I'm not going to talk about the leaks and explain every little bit of them. And I am not going to show any of these images that we're going to talk about today because, well, let's face it, I've been asked not to. There are some YouTube videos that are already doing that. It's on a bunch of Reddit threads. They are not hard to find. And again, I will give you the Reddit threads if you want to go look through them yourselves. You can find this stuff yourself. They're pretty cool. However, they are not for everyone. So that's why I'm not going to show them here. All right. We're going to start out with an AMA that happened a few days ago on Reddit. Now, this AMA was with someone who had seen the first 3 episodes. Now, we've seen these before. A couple weeks ago, I actually covered one in depth. Was it real? Was it fake? And I basically determined by the end of it, it was probably fake. This one here, though, I read through it. Struck me as being very accurate. And not only that, there's been proof that's happened afterwards. After this one came out, that kind of gave it credence that this was a real thing, that they really did see these first 3 episodes. Now, we know people are going to see them. Screeners have gone out already. We know that people have them. We know that people are watching them. So this stuff is bound to happen at this point. If you don't want to be spoiled for the show, just don't be online, essentially. It's all I can say. Now, this particular one, what really struck me as it being real was the fact that it talked about a couple of different things that no one else has talked about. The first one was the title card. So she talked about the title card, and it did not try to fancy it up. It just said, we're seeing the title card. There's no big animation intro in the first episode. There's nothing we're going to see. We're just going to see a title card. And, all right, I mean, a lot of people have talked about leaks before, have talked about big sweeping things about the map and things that look like Game of Thrones and other things like that, and they don't really strike me as being what Amazon or Sony would do. This one, that's the first thing I was like, well, they're not trying to go extravagant with this. The next thing was the fact that when the 3 boys and Egwene left the 2 rivers with Lan and Moraine, Nynaeve did not go with them. She, in fact, was kidnapped by Trollocs and escaped by killing one. And we all see in the Nynaeve trailer, or the Nynaeve teaser, I just did a video on it not long ago, that teaser came out after this particular leak. And the way it was described in this particular leak happens almost exactly the way that teaser showed. So as soon as I seen that, I was like, there's no way anyone could have known that prior to that teaser being released unless they had the teaser itself. A lot of credence to this being real. Now, the last thing that says this one was probably real is the fact that not only was the post deleted, you can only get to it if you have the link, and I still have the link, and I can get to the post. However, the user deleted their account as well. So if you go through the post, and if you happen to have the link to it, you can go down through, you can see everyone answering them, everyone asking the questions, all the other stuff, but anything that they wrote is gone. It's scrubbed. So if you delete your Reddit account and you delete your post, when you delete a post, essentially what happens is you're deleting the ability to see it from the Reddit, unless you have a direct link. So if you have a direct link, the posts are still there. But if you delete your account, it's going to scrub everything you said, and it'll scrub like all the stuff to do with your account. But it doesn't get rid of everything else. So I'm pretty sure someone caught wind of this and went, "Oof, that's got to come down." So if you were lucky enough to see this leak when it was live, if I had to give it on a 0 to maybe, I'd say this is pretty obviously correct. That's my guess anyway. And the next leak we're going to talk about is this one. Again, this is another one of Watt TV show leaks, and you can see the name of the user that posted there, Watt script thread. This one is still live. If you go there and take a look at it, you can see it. This is the first page of the original script, we'll say, for the Wheel of Time. They were very careful not to say who they were or where they got it from or anything like that. However, I've talked to a number of people, and although I can't verify the validity of this script, like there's no way I could do that, a lot of people said this is written the way a script would be written for a television show, especially a pilot, and it appears to be something that was written in a very early draft. So on a scale of 0 to maybe, I'd say this is maybe halfway to maybe. It's possible this is true. Again, this is still up there. You can still see it. The user didn't delete their name. The post is still active, still live. So, I mean, these things, if they're real, if they're a real problem for Sony and Amazon, generally they're deleted or they're removed. Either Sony or Amazon will ask Reddit to remove them, or they'll go to the users themselves and say, please take this down. This hasn't happened in this particular case. Now, they usually only do that if it's damaging to the IP. Now, if the IP itself is in danger of being hurt in some way, shape, or form, like something released early that maybe we shouldn't see or something taken out of context, which is bad, they definitely will act on that. If it has no impact on the IP whatsoever, sometimes they won't take any action. So this particular thing here, they're saying it's an early draft of the script. It's probably not being used. Maybe it has no impact at all, but it is a very good way for us to look at, see how the scripts were written, how they did look, and how the thought process was. So I really enjoyed reading this thread either way. So you can go take a look at that. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is this, and I can't show them. We'll talk a bit about the story of what happened here, though. All right, so now we're going to talk a bit about those leaked photos. So history first. Just hours before the final trailer dropped and the big trailer Guidon party with Matt from the Dusty Wheel happened, 38 photos got leaked. Now, when I say leaked, I wouldn't say they're really leaked. So essentially what happened is a couple of eagle-eyed fans saw the fact that whenever you looked at the photos on the Amazon Prime Explore page or the Amazon pages, they all had numbers. And if you change those numbers, well, you've seen images that were not normally there. And they did that, and they ended up getting 38 unique images. Now, these ranged over a bunch of different topics, and we'll talk about them here in a second. But essentially, they got them, and they kind of started spreading from there. They went all over Reddit. They went all over Twitter. They were all over YouTube. They were all over, pretty much everywhere. Facebook, Discords, you name it. They're everywhere you can think of. They're still up right now in a number of Reddit threads and Watt TV show leaks. So if you want to go look at them there, you can. They're also up on a couple of different YouTube channels, and they're doing deep dives into these photos and showcasing them. Now, I will let you know up front, I've been asked not to show them, so I won't. However, I will caution you that if you do want to go look for them, don't leave the links down below in the comments down below, please. They're quite easy to find. Just go on Reddit, take a quick look for leaked photos on YouTube. If you follow even half the people on Twitter that are heavily involved in Twitter time, some of them retweeted them. They're all over the Facebook groups, and if you're involved in many of the Discords, they're all through there as well. So they're not hard to find. Now, these photos themselves range everything from completely innocent photos like exterior shots of the two rivers and Dragon Mount, things that maybe aren't super interesting to people but are new images, all the way up to and including shots from episodes 7 and 8. So we see things from the White Tower, we see things from the ways, the inside the ways, and it matches completely with leaked images I've seen in the past. We see things from Faldera, we see things from the Blight, we see things that maybe we shouldn't have seen. So we did see Loyal, and we see Min as well. Both of them were showcased in these images. Now, what I do want to stress with these images is that they are not all fully polished images. Some of them are, and there seems to be no rhyme or reason as to what's what. Some of them look like they're ready for release on the website. Some of them look like they're straight from ADR. So if you don't know what ADR is when an actor or actress goes in for dialogue and they have to redo their dialogue because of poor audio. Happens a lot. Happened a lot for the Wheel of Time. Some of these have timestamps on them, name stamps on them. So you know they're from ADR and you know who's there at the time. Most of them have unfinished VFX. They're not polished. They're taken from a screen. They're not great quality photos, and they don't showcase what the final product's going to look like. So a lot of them taken out of context look pretty bad. So if you want to go look for them, go ahead. but I'm not quite sure why they were there like that, but they were pretty easy to find and people found them. Yeah. So again, I won't showcase them here, but I did want to mention them because I'm aware of them. I've seen them. I've had close to 200 messages from people asking if I've seen them. I've had people sending them to me left, right, and center. Yes, I've seen them. I saw them within a few minutes of the first few people finding them, and they're really cool, although I won't showcase them here just because I've been asked not to. Now, if one of my contacts didn't reach out and say, don't do this, I probably would have shown them, at least in a censored way, but they did ask me not to show them. But it doesn't mean we can't talk about them a bit, because everyone knows they're out there and everyone knows you can find them. So it was a little bit of a damper on the trailer release, but some of them were pretty cool to look at. All right. All of that being said, thank you so much for sticking with me here to the very end. Here's to many more.